Hi guys, in this episode I'm going to show you what are the essential tips or tricks for reducing your daily maintenance of the bike. One thing is that I suggest to everyone who buy a new bike what is very important to do. First of all, you know that every bike has a hole where you have a bolt for the front and rear caliper. I suggest to cover it with the plastic tape. As well, if you have a hole under your front fork, that you cover it also. Especially if you have gravel bikes or any other bikes when a lot of dirt comes inside. What that means? If you don't plaster this hole, eventually all the water, all the dust, everything goes inside, and eventually it's eroding your Allen key head inside. So mostly, sometimes it's not even able to untie it, so you need to drill the hole through. All the other things I would suggest also is the protecting, especially on the carbon frames, where the wires are in touch with the frame, because sooner or later you will start to grinding the carbon layers. Another thing is also, which I suggest, is to, if we take a look down at the bottom bracket, that we type all the holes in here, because this is originally very greasy and it will attract as a magnet all the dust from the road, from the soil inside these areas. And on long term, if you don't, because you don't use this procedure to open and put it back again very oftenly, it can happen that no one will not be able to open again. So this is another suggestion that I suggest to every bike user as well. Another thing is also, if you take a look from the back, that you plaster, but not so sticky material, and cover, if you don't have a braced in derailleur holder, some kind of tape as well, because in here you know that a lot of stones, a lot of dirt comes and it can damage your frame. As well, in here, at the rear brake caliper, you have a hole as well. It's normally good if you cover with some stripe as well. So another very important thing on the bike is that you plaster also from the bottom, from this area until here, 2 or 3 layers of the tape, because when you start removing the wheels in and out, the rear derailleur usually push the wheel a little bit towards, and all the bikes on this planet have always damage on this area. If there is aluminum frame, okay, it's not a problem. You can just damage the paint. But if you have carbon bike, I had seen in 16 years that a lot of people have severely damaged dropouts. I mean, not the dropout itself, but the dropouts holders. And this is not so convenient if you want to use the bike on long term. Another thing I would suggest as well is the seat post, that you plaster. In here you usually have a hole, that you plaster this area with the tape as well, because all the dirt and all the things get inside. And what can happen? It can happen that the seat post and the frame can stick together. We call it cold weld, because the water and all that minerals making special erosion or corrosion, and it stick together if you don't put it out and inside very frequently and grease with the fat. So these are the essentials which I would recommend to everyone. Especially another thing is the rubber.